Hello, 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 hello. Glad to be back. George Holmes III. 21st Century Sales. I'm back. Coronavirus couldn't keep me away. I'm back. And you know, it's just been a challenging 8 or 9 months. But I know the business that we're in. And I know I said some things the last time. I'm just here to tell you that the car business is thriving. It was records done in the month of March, all through the automobile industry, all through it. So, you know, I know from the challenging times in 2008 to the challenging times that we have now, that the car business will always succeed. You know, I feel for the people that's in the airline industry. I feel for them because this coronavirus that is going around, you know, when you're locked into a cabin and you're taking a flight 2 hours and, you know, you can have somebody to start to sneeze and cough, people become uncomfortable with that. So that is driving the airline industry down and automobile industry up. This is the time to make hay while the sun is shining, because the sun is shining on the automobile industry. I just want to let everybody know that the coronavirus didn't stop anything. It just made our business grow. But I want to go into something right quick. Things successful people do to succeed. And the number one, taking a few risks. Risk takers. Successful people are risk takers. That's in their DNA. You have to take risks. Life is a risk. Every day we walk out the house, something could happen. People don't understand we take a risk just by getting up and going out, because nobody knows what's going to happen. When we get up in the morning, we're taking a risk because we don't know what the day has and what type of people we will encounter. So for me, life is a risk. But if you don't get up, you will never take that risk. If you don't walk out your door, get in your automobile, go to your job, you're not taking a risk. Successful people take those risks. Stick with their decisions. If you make a decision, stick with it. Stick with your decisions, because people will come at you at all angles, like, well, why did you think about it like that? Well, why did you say this? Or what prompted that? Or why are you thinking that? Don't let them stop you from the decision that you made, because you had time enough to rehearse that decision in your mind over and over and over again. Stick with your decisions, because people will try to talk you out of something that you knew that was instilled in you, and you knew you could do it. And you got people out there that say you can't do it. Don't listen to those folks. Listen to your heart. Your heart. Listen to your heart, not your mind, because your mind changes. Number 3, set boundaries. Everybody listening to my voice, set boundaries high but obtainable. Don't set things outside of boundaries. Don't say that you're going to sell 20 cars and you've never done it. Small increments means big rewards. You know, you say, okay, I did 10, now let me do 12. You do that 12, that's encouraging, inspiring. It's motivating for you to say, okay, now that I did 12, I can do 14. Don't go from 10 to 20 to 25, because then that's disheartening. That'll make you say to yourself, am I in the right career? Am I doing the right thing? Is this really what I'm set out to do? So set boundaries high but attainable. Spend minor time on minor things. Let me say that again. Spend minor times on minor things. People. If it's minor, let it go. People get caught up in a day, and you got 8 to 12 hours, and you could spend 8 hours on a minor task with major things just hanging over your head. And I could just think about me as a manager or the owner coming to me saying, well, George, that was minor. The major thing is this. But you've spent all your quality time on this. That you push to the side. Always get the major task out the way. Minor time on minor things. Work smart. Work smart. Work smart. Don't think that because you have a title that you have to do all these things by yourself. When you have a talent on your right, you have a talent on your left, you got a talent in front of you, you got a talent in back of you, you got people that's talented, and all you have to do is delegate the work to them. And that's what makes you work smart, not harder, smarter. In my business, I'm always looking for a person that can help me in some type of way. I'm always trying to delegate to people. I want people to grow. So they cannot grow with watching me do my job all by myself. I mean, this business, the business that we are in, is always evolving, always going forward. And the younger you can get a manager, a finance director, or a GM, or a new car director, or any kind of person on a management level, the younger you can get that person in there, that just means your company will continue to thrive. Work smart. Delegate your work. Delegate your work to them, because one day he's going to replace you anyway. So why not do it earlier? And why not help him succeed early than late? Okay. Don't be a follower. Always be a student. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't be a follower. Always be a student. People that follow never want the pot of gold. They never want to be in charge. They always want to be led. It's a whole lot of followers out in the world we live in this whole United States of America and outside of the United States. There's a whole lot of people following, okay? And you could tell a follower anything, and he's going to believe you. And just don't be a follower, because people will tell you anything, and you believe it, and you will end up in the place that you always are going to be at, and that's following someone, looking for somebody to give you directions, okay? Always be a student. Always be a sponge. Be a sponge. Learn, because in life, a lot of people leave this earth that has books inside of them, okay? And you can learn from somebody that has wisdom, somebody that's been out there 40 more years than you have, and can tell you, in their 60 years or their 70 years, how life has evolved. So you always want to be a student. You always want to connect yourself with somebody older, because they've been 20 and 25 and 30. You have never been on the 60, 65 and 70 year level. So you always want to be a student, a sponge from the older generation, whether it be male or female. Everybody has wisdom inside of them. Always be a student in life. Be a student, always learning, because every day something new is happening in this world. Always be a student. Stay disciplined. Stay disciplined. Now this right here, this is a hard one right here, because man, the mind that we have, every January I hear people telling the story, well, I'm going to sign up for the gym, I'm going to eat right, I'm going to do all these things, okay? Every year a person tells you that, and you hear it every year. I've heard it every year. Mr. Holmes, I'm going to stop doing this. Mr. Holmes, I'm going to stop doing this. The one thing people don't understand is your mind is the biggest enemy you have, because the mind changes every second. Your mind changes every second. When I say stay disciplined, stay disciplined. Give yourself a little window. Don't jump out and say, I'm going to do the whole year. Don't do that to yourself. Do it in 1 week increments. Do it in 1 week increments and monitor yourself in that 1 week. Could I do it? I had a situation in my life. I was challenged by this doctor, and he made me mad. I became angry because I didn't know him. He didn't know me. He didn't know what I was made of, what my DNA was, but he just told me, being a doctor, he just told me absolutely that's not going to happen. Now, 2.5 years in to what I told him I could do, because I stayed disciplined. I stay disciplined. Let no one tell you can't do anything. You do it because you want to do it, and it's going to be life changing. And I'm telling you, the thing that a lot of people doing is letting people talk you out of staying disciplined. You know, I got things in my life that I share down the road about my life journey and how I stay disciplined. I tell my son, I tell the people that work with me and work for me how I did the things that I did. I just told my mind, I control you. You don't control me. Stay disciplined. Stay focused. Stay focused. Wow. You know, this right here is in our business, the business that I'm in. That's one of the hardest things to do next to staying disciplined is stay focused, because you have so many things that can draw you off your plan. Your plan is, if your dealership says you have to make 20 phone calls, 5 emails, and set 2 appointments, that's a plan. But when you look out of the showroom window and you see a customer come in, okay, and you say, okay, I'm going to come back to what I'm doing, but right now I need to take care of my family, which is correct. But a lot of people, as soon as they don't sell that vehicle, they get discombobulated, get thrown off their game, and it's late. It's 8 o'clock, and they haven't made their phone calls, they haven't made their emails, or they hadn't set their appointments because they lost focus. They lost focus with that one sale. That one sale, yes, it can put money in your pocket. But those 30 or those 20 phone calls and those emails and those appointments can put more money in your pocket. I'm not telling you not to take that opportunity that's coming in the door. I'm not telling you that. All I'm trying to do is tell you to stay focused. Staying focused means that you came to work with one thing on your mind. Number 1, to sell a car. Number 2, to take care of your daily tasks. Stay focused. Stay focused. Practice patience. Oh, wow. This is a big one. Practice patience. Practice patience. Everybody knows somebody or knows something that gets on your nerves. Everybody knows that. Everybody. You know that it's when you get there, this person is going to get on your nerves about what they did last night, what basketball game they forgot to watch, all the things that don't mean nothing to your success today. Don't mean nothing to why you came to work today. Okay? You came to work to focus on selling a car and taking care of you and your family. But this person came to work just to talk about the games, lunch, what the vacation they're about to take, and all the things that don't matter. Listen, answer them, tell them that what you came to do. Listen, answer them, and tell them what you came to do. Be patient with your customers. Your customers didn't know you had a bad night. Your customers didn't know the bill collector is calling. Your customers don't know anything about your life. And yet, I see a lot of sales professionals getting perturbed with their customers because they have had a bad night. They're having a bad month. And they're impatient. They want to get this non-certified buyer or a person that's not going to buy a car out in front of them and get themselves in front of somebody who they determine or have determined that will buy a car. So they have less patience with a person potentially not in that 24-hour span, but the next 24-hour span buying a car. They lose patience with this person. Practice patience with everyone. You don't know what they're going through. They don't know what you're going through. Y'all might be going through something together. But if you establish a common ground and find out that y'all probably got the same issue going, the likelihood of him buying that car may become better if you practice a little patience. because that is one of the biggest killers. Once a sales professional determined that that person is not going to buy, their patience level is done. Practice patience, because one day that person will come back and buy a car. Surround yourself with ass kickers. Surround yourself with ass kickers. A one-car person can't teach you how to become a two-car person. You have to understand that one-car person is always going to be that one-car person till you realize he's in the wrong business. But you want to surround yourself around guys that you said in your mind, hey, my first goal was 10, but they're on the 20 level. How did you get to the 20 level? How did you, so you mastered the 10, okay? Tell me how you did your 10, but tell me what my next step to the 20, because I know what's inside of me. I know that I'm going to master this 10 cars. I want to know, how do I get to 20? Tell me what you do. That's what you come to work to do. Not surround yourself around people that the first thing out of their mouth is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's not the people you want to surround yourself around. Or, what are you doing tonight? Oh, this is happening. This is happening. You want to surround yourself around a person and say, hey, I got 3 appointments. 1 is already on their way. Tell me how you did that. Tell me what you're doing in the walk around. Tell me what you're doing in the meet and greet. Tell me what you're doing in the fact finding. Tell me what you're doing to become successful, because I want that successful level. That's why I signed up. Surround yourself around people that kick ass, because those are the people that are going to help you to become like they are. I can't stress it enough. Your co-workers are non-certified buyers. They're not going to buy nothing from you. Or they're not, hear my words, they're not going to buy a car from you, because you know what? They can sell themselves. So they're not buying from you. If they don't tell you how to become successful or how they became successful, get away from them. It's too much talent in the dealerships to be around non-certified buyers. Talk about ideals, not people. Here we go. Talk about ideals, not people. In the dealership, people talk about people all day long. From the GM, from the directors and management, from the sales managers, from everybody is talking about somebody in the business. How in the world can you be productive or tell your significant other you came and was productive when you stood in front of a person that all he did was talk about how bad the management was, how they're not advertisement, how this, how that, and why, and this stuff, and this, and this, and this, and this, and your day is gone, and you go home defeated. You let this guy just take you totally out of your game with talking about people. Talking about people and not about ideals. Go home the next day and write down 10 ideals, and then go in front of that person and tell that person your 10 ideals. And if that person tells you, yeah, that's right, I like that idea, but you know, that manager in there, he ain't not going to allow you that ideal to come to pass. You know to get yourself out of his face. Remove him from you, because you gave him a chance on day 1, and he said to you how many things were bad. You went home defeated and wrote down ideals, came back, presented him with the ideals. He liked your ideals, but he still went back to talking about people. That's a person that you know that's not going to be successful. And there's one thing I want all the new sales professionals coming into this business to understand. You have people that don't want you in the dealership. So they have already got a game plan to psych you out of the dealership, because you are a threat. You become a threat to these folks. When you sign up, you become a threat, because they're struggling to get 12. So we sign up a person that we know that could potentially be a 12 to 15 car person, They feel like you're taken from them. So no matter what kind of idea you come up with, okay, they have already came up with a strategy to tell you how bad it is at the dealership so you can quit. I had a person tell me when I first came in a long time ago, 26 years ago, I don't talk to new people because you're not going to be here 90 days anyway. I had a person tell me that. And then I became his manager. So just think about it. That has not changed in this business. And it will not change. 21st Century Sales. This is George Holmes III. See you next week.
If you like the content of this video, like, subscribe, and leave a comment below to let us know what you want to hear next. This has been 21st Century Sales, hosted by George Holmes III.